This video is covering the midpoint of an interval. So we're going to cover some terminology here. So the midpoint is the point in the middle of an interval or halfway between two given points. The method for finding the midpoint of an interval can be summarized by the formula below. Note, when you're using this formula, you need to enter it in your calculator in two parts. Enter it as your x value, and then enter it to get your y value. You cannot enter both parts together. We're now going to answer some questions. I always like to start by writing down the formula first. So our midpoint will equal x2 plus x1 over 2, and then y2 plus y1 over 2. Because we're finding the average, x2 and x1 are interchangeable. You could have x1 plus x2 or y1 plus y2. The next thing I like to do is label my coordinates, and I like to just do it above. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Now we can substitute these in. At this stage, you could use a calculator and go 12 plus 2 over 2, or you can just solve it mentally. So we get a midpoint of 7 on the x-axis and 8 on the y-axis. We'll do another problem. Again, start by writing down your formula. Label your coordinates. And substitute in. It's always good practice to have negative numbers inside brackets. And then use a calculator to solve. That is all there is to the midpoint formula. To end this video, we'll quickly do a recap. On the screen you can see the midpoint of an interval is the point in the middle of an interval or halfway between two given points. And again, on the screen you can see the formula. Remember, when using a calculator to solve the midpoint, solve for the x value first, then solve for the y value.